Alright, I'm going to make another recording of this because the previous recording was almost half an hour and ain't nobody got time for that. This video is going to be about how I came to Chiclayo, Peru, where I am currently, and some of the crazy things that happened to me when I arrived here, because I was expecting a relatively simple arrival. But the plan was currently that I was just going to fly to Peru to meet my girlfriend and me, because I haven't seen her in 9 months since the last time I came to Peru in January of this year, 2020. But COVID happened. I can't come to Peru now unless I have a negative COVID test no older than 3 days. So if I get a COVID test Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I need to be in Peru. But by Thursday, it takes several days for you to get the test, so that's just not practical. That's not happening. But Ecuador requires a negative COVID test no older than 10 days. That is possible. I got a COVID test, bought the tickets, came to Ecuador. How am I going to get to Peru from Ecuador? Enemy has a friend who is married to a police officer, who has another police officer friend on the border between Ecuador and Peru. Enemy said this cop can take me across the border. Is this legal? I don't know. But it turns out we actually needed to pay him $100 to do this, so probably not legal. Anyway, so fly from Cincinnati to Fort Lauderdale to Guayaquil, Ecuador. When I am about to arrive in Ecuador, I'm freaking out slightly because because I'm going to arrive there, and the immigration officer is going to be like, "Oh, why are you in Ecuador?" I'm going to say, "Tourism." He's like, "Oh, okay, where are you going?" And I have no idea because I don't know anything about Ecuador, because I'm not expecting to be there. And it's going to look weird, I'm going to look suspicious, more questions, and yeah, just wouldn't be good. But anyway, that worked. I got into Ecuador, they asked me for my negative COVID test, I handed it to them, and it's like they didn't even look at it. So I feel like I could have given them a page with crayon drawn, and that would have been good enough. I've got notes here, and I'm just going to reference them so I don't lose my spot. Yeah, so now that I'm in Guayaquil, Ecuador, I need to get on a bus and go to a city very on the border of Ecuador and Peru. I get in an Uber, go to the bus station. Well, before getting to the bus station, the driver's like, "Yeah, I can't get any closer to the bus station. You have to walk on foot." So I'm walking on this dark road in the middle of a city I've never been in a foreign country. There are people sleeping on the side of the road or sidewalk, whatever. So I get there, find the entrance with glass electric doors that are supposed to open for you. I walk up to them. Those doors do not open. Doorman there says the bus station is closed, although on the website, the bus station says that they have buses leaving all through the night. So, website's a lie. Get a hotel, sleep for and at this time I arrive in Ecuador at it's dark between 11 to 2 a.m., 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., sometime in there. Finally get a hotel in the early morning, get 3 or 4 hours of sleep that night, wake up, go to the bus station, finally get in the bus station because it's open, get a ticket to Huaquillas, which is a city in Ecuador on the border of Ecuador and Peru. Get on the bus, start my journey. Thought I'd be able to get some sleep. Nope. Loud Spanish music, people talking to each other all over the place. Normal South American chaos, I assume. Get to Huaquillas. I get off the bus too early because it makes several stops in that city. I'm communicating with this cop who's supposed to take me across the border. Difficult translating. Finally, get a taxi from where I'm at to the correct bus stop. He says a man of a certain name, like Carlos or Roberto or something, will meet me on a motorcycle. And he says he's going to pick me up discreetly. That sounds weird. I'm not comfortable with anything discreet, but whatever. Anyway, eventually 2 men pull up. I'm going to call them John and Bob. 2 men on a motorcycle. These guys, Bob hops off. He's like, "Yeah, Spanish, Spanish, Spanish." I'm like, "No hablo español." Spanish, Spanish, Spanish. I'm like, "Dude, I don't speak Spanish." Eventually he pulls out his phone. He's like, shows me a picture of me. I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. I guess you're my right." He's like, "Get on," in Spanish. I'm like, 3 dudes on 1 motorcycle. He's like, "Yeah." I'm carrying 2 backpacks. I give him one. I hold on one. And so we take off, and a few minutes later, we stop, we get off, we walk around, and the same motorcycle comes back, picks us up, and we drive around again. We do that again. I don't know why, whatever. Eventually, we drive through someone's yard, their backyard, next to their house. We pay a toll to cross some wooden bridge across a creek, and we pull up to this dirt road where there are two Peruvian officers. I check my Google Maps on my phone, and I am right on the border between Ecuador and Peru. This was the border crossing, and it's just a dirt road with two dudes, two armed cops, and their motorcycle. And they're searching people's bags, even though they're like motorized carts and whatever is passing without being checked. And so Bob gets off and starts talking to the cop, and immediately I start noticing that something's wrong, because this is taking a lot longer, and Bob is trying to, he's having very persuasive body language. He's trying to get something worked out. He's showing the cop messages. He's making phone calls. Bob is trying to talk to this cop for like 10 minutes. Eventually we can get the okay. The three of us get on the one motorcycle and drive on. Finally, I meet the cop I'm supposed to. Nice guy. Helps me get a SIM card. Takes me to the bus station where I'm supposed to be at to go. Oh yeah, so at this point, across the border, I'm in Peru. Nice Peruvian cop. And he gets me my bus ticket to go to Chiclayo, which is the city I'm in now, where Enmi is. I'm like, wow, okay, cool, made it. Hard part's over, right? And then I'm waiting for this bus, and Enmi messaging me, and she's like, I have something to tell you. Okay, what do you have to tell me? She says, on your way to Chiclayo, you're going to pass through a place where buses are often searched by immigration officials and custom officials, whatever. And this is bad. I have entered Peru illegally. I didn't think I would do that, but I did. I just knew that some cop would take me across the border. That's all I knew. And then I found out we were paying him, and then I found out I wasn't getting any passports stamped. I'm legally in this country currently. So I'm not happy about this, but okay. We get on the bus, super uncomfortable. After about 2 hours into the bus ride, one of the driver's assistants comes to get me, because we're getting close to the place where they're going to search the bus. They have some chick take my spot. They put me in like a sleeping compartment behind the driver on like the lower level of the bus, where, yeah, the second driver will sleep. I get in there, and I close the curtain, total darkness, and I immediately notice it smells extremely bad in there. Imagine like working out, like a strenuous, sweaty, like workout. You take your underwear and you put it in a box. And you do that every day for a month. So you have 30 pairs of sweaty, stanking underwear in this box. Then you get in that box. That's what I felt like I was in. It stank terribly. It was grotesque. Anyway, check Google Maps. We are getting super close to this place where we might get searched. We get there, bus stops. I hear talking with the driver and other guys. I assume we're going to get searched. I'm on the lower level, and then on the upper level is where all the other passengers were. I was up there, then they took me down to the sleeping compartment. I am right next to the cargo bays, so I hear this cargo bay doors open, and people are like moving around all the luggage and other junk in there for like 20 minutes. I'm in the sleeping compartment in this small rectangle. I can't sit up, and I'm just listening to all this stuff, being moved around me, and I'm just thinking, wow, I really don't want to get caught being in this country illegally, because then we'd have to bribe some other people, or they take me and like arrest me theoretically. I don't know, but this is South America, and everyone's corrupt. So I was quite confident we could bribe someone, but I didn't know I'd have to do that. And thank goodness I actually had like a decent amount of money on me in order to do that. But anyway, we finally get moving again. I'm not caught. That was the hard part. And then eventually driving some more, and they have me go back up to the upper level to take my seat again. And I attempt to sleep for the next 6 hours, but it is not happening because that was extremely uncomfortable. I think people had sat in my seat too much, and like the cushioning was gone, and I just felt like, it's like I'm a tall dude. Peruvians are short people, so it's like I had no knee room. If I leaned back, then like my butt would slide down and my tailbone would be pressing against some metal bar. So I couldn't lean back, and like I'm too tall, because when I can't put my head against anything, because I just like rest my face against it. So it was not a good trip. And I finally arrived in Chiclayo. Haven't slept that much for 2 days, but that's how I got to Chiclayo.